As we understand the theory of relativity, it deepens our understanding of the name of God. God is infinite, and outside our ability as finite creatures to fully understand or comprehend. However, I find it fascinating that the more we as humankind learn about reality through scientific discovery, the more we can appreciate God and His name that He revealed to Moses roughly 3,350 years ago, I am. In Exodus chapter 3, Moses was out in the wilderness working for his father-in-law, shepherding a flock of sheep. God speaks to him from a burning bush and instructs him to go to Pharaoh in Egypt to free the Hebrews from slavery. Moses asks God what his name is, so that he can tell the sons of Israel who sent him. God said to Moses, I am who I am. And he said, Thus you shall say to the sons of Israel, I am has sent me to you. Likewise, Jesus Christ used the name I am. In the Gospel of John, starting in verse 57, So the Jews said to him, You are not yet 50 years old, and have you seen Abraham? Jesus said to them, Truly, truly, I say to you,
before Abraham was born, I am.
Therefore they picked up stones to throw at him, but Jesus hid himself and went out of the temple. So, what does God's name, I am, have to do with the theory of relativity? According to Einstein, space and time are not constant. Rather, they vary based on speed and gravity. According to Einstein, the only constant in the universe is the speed of light, and everything else, including space and time, can vary based on its relationship to that. For an example of how space and time can change based on speed, let's say there's a set of twins who are 20 years old. One twin is an astronaut who is going on a rocket ship, while the other is going to stay on Earth. This rocket ship will travel at 86.6% the speed of light, and will go to a distant point and then return to Earth. If the trip takes 20 years for the twin on Earth, the twin on the rocket ship will only experience 10 years of time passing. So the twin on Earth will be 40 years old when the rocket returns, but the twin on the rocket will be 30 years old. Not only did the twin on the rocket experience time slowing down relative to his brother at that speed, called time dilation, he also experienced something called length contraction, the shortening of distance relative to a stationary observer. This is because space and time are relative to your speed. It is the speed of light that doesn't change. Now, what would happen if the twin on the rocket could travel at the speed of light? As he approached the speed of light, time would continue to slow down until he reached the speed of light, at which point time would stop and space would shrink to nothing. At this speed, there is no past and there is no future. Everything is in the present. However, it's not possible for us to accelerate anything with mass to a velocity anywhere near the speed of light. Why? Because as you increase in speed, your relativistic mass also increases. As you continue to reach higher velocity, your mass increases towards an infinite mass, which would require an infinite amount of energy to continue to accelerate your speed. We don't have an infinite amount of energy. However, the Bible teaches that God is all-powerful, or omnipotent. God does have the infinite energy required to move himself or an object at the speed of light. Side note, the only things we observe that can move at the speed of light are photons, which have no mass and make up electromagnetic radiation like light. Related side note, 1 John 1 verse 5 says that God is light, and in him there is no darkness at all. For God, assuming that he's moving at, beyond, or outside the realm of the speed of light, time would not exist. There'd be no past and no future. All of time would be unveiled like a scroll, and every moment would exist simultaneously in the present for him. With length contraction, distances around him would shrink to nothing, and he would be everywhere at the same time, omnipresent. And I think that is one of, definitely not the only reason, but one of the reasons that he calls himself I am. Because to God, everything, past, present, future, is in the present to him. That's also one of the reasons that there are roughly 2,000 prophecies in the Bible that are fulfilled to the letter. For example, in 605 BC, God told the southern kingdom Judah through the prophet Jeremiah that they would experience 70 years of captivity in Babylon, which they did. When God provides a promise, he can be trusted to be faithful. He already knows the outcome. To him, it's already been completed, as he exists outside the limitations of time and space, past and future. I'm sure that as we learn more about the universe, we will continue to have paradigm shifts that blow our minds and continue to reveal more of the glory of God.